roaring Ralph Stackpole. "Colonel," said he, "you're a man of authority and my superior officer. Wharf there can be no scalping between us. But my name's Tom Dowdle, the Radman," he screamed, suddenly skipping into the thickest of the throng and sounding a note of defiance. "My name's Tom Dowdle, the Ratman, and I'm for any man that insults me. Long leg or leather breeches, green shirt or blanket coat, land trotter or river roller, I'm the man for massacre." Then, giving himself a twirl upon his foot that would have done credit to the dancing master, he proceeded to the demonstrations of hostility, which, when performed in after years on the banks of the Lower Mississippi, by himself and his worthy imitators, were, we suspect, the cause of their receiving the name of the mighty alligator. It is said by naturalists of this monstrous reptile that he delights, when returning to warmth of spring, he has brought his foes to their holes, and placed them basking on the banks of the swampy lagoons, to dart about the center of the expanse and challenge the whole field to combat. He roars, he blows the water from his nostrils, he lashes with his tail, he whirls around and round, churning the water into foam, until, having worked himself into a proper fury, he darts back again to the shore to seek an antagonist. Had the gallant captain of the horse thieves boasted blood, and afterwards did the name of the alligator half-breed, who could scarcely have conducted himself in a way more worthy of his parentage. He leaped into the center of the throng, where, having found elbow room for his purpose, he performed the gyration mentioned before, following it by other feats expressive of his hostile humor. He flapped his wings and crowed until every chancellor of the settlement replied the vote of battle. He snorted and neighed like a horse. He bowled like a bear. He barked like a dog. He yelled like an Indian. He whined like a panther and howled like a wolf, till one would have thought he was a living menagerie, comprising within a single body the spirit of every animal noted for its love of conflict. Then, not content with such a display of readiness to fight the field, he darted from the center of the area allowed him for an exercise, and invited lookers-on individually to battle. "Where's your Buffalo Bull?" he cried, "to press horns with the roar of the Salt River? Where's your full-blood colt that can shake a saddle off? Where's the old nag who can kick off the top of a buckeye? Where's your cat of the knobs, your wolf of the rolling prairies? Where's your old brown bar that can claw the bark of a gum tree? There's a man for you, Tom Bruce. Same to you, Sim Roberts. And you, Jimmy Big Nose. And to you, and to you, and to you. Aren't I a ring-tailed squealer? Can go down salt on my back and swim for the Ohio. Where's a man to fight roaring Ralph Stackpole?" The Lion of the West. The Lion of the West was played on Friday evening, and drew a crowded house, notwithstanding the inclemency of the weather. The principal character of the production is, to use his own elegant language, a screamer. Some idea of his peculiarities may have formed from the following sketch which he gives in the affair between himself and a raftsman. "I was riding along the Mississippi in my wagon, when I come across a feller floating downstream, settling up in the starn of his boat fast asleep. Well, I hadn't a fight for 10 days, felt as though I should have had a kiver myself and salt barrel to keep up. So wolfy about the head and shoulders, I says, 'Hello, stranger, if you don't take your boat and we'll run away with you.' So he looked up to me at slantadisler, and I looked down on him slantadisler. He took out a chore of tobacco and says, 'I don't value that tantamount of that.' And the varmint flapped his wings and crowed like a cock. I riz up, shook my mane, and crooked my neck, and neighed like a horse. He run his boat plump, head foremost ashore, and stopped my wagon and socked my triggers. 'Mister,' he says, 'I can whip your weight in the wildcats and ride straight through the crabapple orchard on a flash of lightning. Clear Medax disposition. Best man have I ain't ate, and I wish I may be charitably six-fronted.' Two belligerents throw an issue, and the colonel goes on to say, 'He was a pretty severe colt, but no part to the priming to such a feller was put me, eh? I was put to him mighty droll. In 10 minutes he yelled, "Enough! I swore I was a rip-saver." Says I, "Ain't the yaller flower of the forest, and I'm all brimstone but the head, and that's aquafortis." Says he, "Stranger, you're a beauty, and if I only knowed your name, I'd vote for you the next election. Says I, my name's Nimrod Wildfire, half horse, half alligator, and a touch of an earthquake. And that's the prettiest sister, fastest horse, and ugliest dog in the district. And can outrun, outjump, and throw down, and drag out, and whip any man in the cane tuck.